Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's going to happen on Friday, September 14, 2018.
That's going to be a very large one, far larger than we've seen in perhaps decades. Things can change, but we doubt they will at this stage. It's a pretty late stage. We doubt they're going to be veering very far off course. The places that are in the way and in the most jeopardy would be Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, that area. And again, they haven't seen anything like what's coming at us in 25, 30 years, maybe ever. It's tremendously big and tremendously wet.
And as the storm takes aim at the Carolinas, we go now to David Begnaud in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
By early morning in Myrtle Beach, hours before that mandatory evacuation order went into effect, traffic was bumper to bumper. Locals and tourists were fleeing the coast. But by afternoon, it was flowing smoothly after officials reversed the eastbound lane, directing both lanes west, away from the ocean. But there are the locals who refuse to leave. They are stocking up at the grocery stores.
I assume you're staying with all these groceries.
We are. Hurricane Florence is the strongest storm to target the Carolinas and this part of our country in decades.
Tonight along Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach, it is eerily quiet. Look, if you decide to stay behind, you're not going to get arrested or ticketed. There is no penalty for that here in South Carolina. But know this, when that storm makes landfall, if you get into trouble, you may be on your own because first responders may not be able to respond to you for their own safety.
Our big story this morning is Hurricane Florence. Forecasters watching the hurricane are warning it could cause terrible damage and loss of life over a huge area of the U.S. The National Weather Service describes it as, quote, the storm of a lifetime. Top sustained winds this morning are 130 miles an hour. It is expected to strengthen before it hits the Carolinas in about 48 hours. As many as 25 million people are in Florence's projected path.
This storm is a monster. It's big and it's vicious. It is an extremely dangerous, life-threatening, historic hurricane. Even if you've ridden out storms before, this one is different. Don't bet your life on riding out a monster.
Hurricane Florence is being called a monster tonight, and it's still hundreds of miles off the Carolinas coast. As of this evening, the storm is 500 miles wide with winds at 140 miles an hour, a Category 4, and there are forecasts of 2.5 feet of rain.